The Chinese currency, the renminbi, has made significant strides in recent years towards potentially becoming a global reserve currency. As the world's largest trading country and with the world's second largest economy, China's economic strength and role in international trade make the renminbi a strong candidate for reserve currency status. However, in order for the renminbi to become a credible reserve currency, it will first need to overcome a number of obstacles that currently stand in its way. What do you think are they? And if successfully overcome, will renminbi become the world's reserve currency then? Welcome back to another episode of Financial Ventures. In this video, we will explore the idea if renminbi will make it towards becoming a reserve currency. And not only that, but we will also look at the challenges that the country is currently facing. If you love content like this, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss any of our life-changing videos. To answer the question at hand, let's discuss first, what is a reserve currency? It is a foreign currency held in big chunks by governments as part of their foreign exchange reserves. It is used to finance international trade and is often considered a stable and reliable store of value. Throughout history, different currencies have served as the dominant reserve currency at other times. The Dutch guilder, British pound, and US dollar are three currencies that have held this role in the past. The selection of a reserve currency is often influenced by the size and strength of the issuing country's economy and its role in international trade. In the past century, the US dollar has been the dominant reserve currency, but there is a rumor of a potential shift toward the Chinese currency, the renminbi, also known as the yuan. This is due to China's increasing economic strength and role as the world's largest trading country. Now, let's discuss some of the problems China is currently facing. Debt. China's debt levels have risen significantly in recent years, and the country's total debt, including government, household, and corporate debt, has reached high levels by international standards. According to the International Monetary Fund, China's total debt as a percentage of GDP was around 300% in 2019. This is higher than the average for emerging market economies and well above the average for advanced economies, which was around 120% in 2020. While China's high debt levels have raised concerns among some analysts, others believe that the country's debt is manageable and that it has tools available to address any potential problems. It is also worth noting that the composition of China's debt differs from that of many other countries, with a relatively large share of debt being held by state-owned enterprises and the government rather than households and private firms. So the question now is, can China manage this debt? It is difficult to determine whether China can manage its debt with certainty. The ability to manage debt depends on various factors, including the country's economic growth, its debt structure, and its access to financial markets. China has a large and diversified economy, which has allowed it to sustain high levels of growth in the past. It also has several tools in its arsenal to address potential debt problems. However, the country's economic growth has slowed in recent years, and there are concerns about the sustainability of its current growth model, which is heavily reliant on fixed asset investment and exports. Additionally, the structure of China's debt and how it is managed have raised concerns among some analysts. Ultimately, it is impossible to predict how China will manage its debt. Still, the country needs to continue monitoring and addressing any potential financial stability risks. However, Ray Dalio, an American investor and hedge fund manager, who is the founder and co chief investment officer of Bridgewater Associates, has a different take on the subject matter. He explains that if the debt is in the currency you use, you have a wide variety of options for dealing with it. You can restructure it and you can monetize it. If you take on debt, the usual amount of the debt that will be written off is between 30 and 40%. It is not a problem if you take on that debt. All you have to do is place it on the government's balance sheet and write it down at 2% every year. You can also try to get a better deal on the interest rate. Everything is doable as long as you keep it under control in your currency. One country that exemplifies this is Japan. Therefore, Dalio believes that China's debt situation is not out of control. To understand this better, let's discuss. So, will renminbi be a viable reserve currency? China's recent stock market volatility has raised questions about the country's strategic goal of establishing the renminbi as a global reserve currency. The International Monetary Fund is currently reviewing the currency basket that determines the value of its own reserve asset, the special drawing right. And China has been campaigning for the inclusion of the renminbi in the basket. To give you an idea, the SDR, or the special drawing right basket, is a basket of currencies that determines the SDR's value, an international reserve asset created by the International Monetary Fund. The SDR basket comprises the US dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen, and the British pound. The value of the SDR is based on the value of these currencies in terms of weighted basket. The basket is reviewed by the IMF every 5 years to ensure that it reflects the relative importance of the currencies in the global economy. The renminbi also faces challenges such as extreme asset price volatility and a lack of willingness on the part of China and the rest of the world to build up claims against the country. As China continues to grow in economic and political importance, the question of whether the renminbi will develop into a global reserve currency becomes increasingly relevant. While the renminbi has made significant progress towards internationalization in recent years, there is still a number of challenges that it must overcome in order to become a viable reserve currency. What do you think about this? Do you think renminbi will develop to become the world's reserve currency? Tell us what you think in the comment section below. We would love to hear your thoughts about this topic. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for sticking until the end. See you in the next video, and always keep in mind that in your life's adventures, it's better with financial ventures.